going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky! I didn't say.
Eat your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready. What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. I've got 3 court clips for you guys tonight. 3. We're gonna start with Judge Garcia. Then we've got a bit of a follow-up. It's not a bit of a follow-up. It is a follow-up with Judge Simpson, and then we're gonna Then we're gonna finish up the stream with Magistrate Norbeck or Judge Biggin, whatever you want to call him. All right. Got that out of the way. Hope you guys are having a great night. Before we get into it, real quick, Herbert, I don't know what your YouTube name is, but you sent me a PayPal for the Spoil Heather Fund right at the end of the stream last night, so I got it right when the stream ended. Wanted to make sure to shout you out. Please let us know who you are in the chat so I can properly thank you. But Herbert, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Also, we have a new member. Robin, thank you so much. Welcome to the family. That is awesome. Thank you, Robin. I do appreciate it. Okay. Ready to get started? I think we're ready to get started. What do I say? What's my line? Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
All right, Mr. Griser, go ahead and give me a brief overview of why you're here and what you're asking for.
So, I'm here. I asked John to clear my line.
To what?
To clear my line,
Okay.
my sewer line.
Okay, to clean your sewer line.
Yeah, there was a clock in the sewer line. So I called John. We're neighbor.
Okay.
And we're friends. So I call him over. And then each time we put the wire in, it goes different direction. And he said there's a clock in there. So you gotta go in there, remove those pipes and replace them. But I can do that. So I said, okay, since you say you're going to do some plumbing work here, in the other bathroom, the top is leaning. I said, okay, I can also go there. We went there, he saw the top, he said, I can also handle the both job. And he charged me $700 for the both job. So he said, well, you have to pay half before I start the work. So he wanted cash. I said, I don't do cash because I need paper tray. So he said, okay. Then my granddaughter, Katrina, sent a Zelle the money to Katrina. Katrina gave her Zelle details. So I paid the first $150.
$150? Okay.
$150. I pay it with a message. Part payment for plumbing work, bathtub and toilet hole is here. Okay. I was just testing the line. So he came back and said, but why 150? We agree on 50%, which is 350. I said, I was just testing the line to see whether if you receive the money. He said, but I got the money. That's my granddaughter. I trust her. Then I said, okay. And I paid the second 200, making it 350 with a message. This amount, 350 in total, represent half of your labor. The following day, John came, he said, I have bill to pay. Please pay me, give me another 200. So I said, but you have not even started the job here, John. Okay, I trust you. We're neighbor, we're friends. I will give you the 200. I gave John the 200 with a message. This payment makes it 550 in total against your labor cost, balance 150. John started the work. He brought the huge machine and he was, breaking the foundation, breaking the floor. He did serious excavation work there, removed the pipes, broke them up. Then he passed around the house to the foundation, the beam. He broke it up also, made a hole there. Then he brought this manual snake wire. He put it in, one in it, but then it couldn't go through. He said, oh my God, the job is complicated. Your pipe beneath the house is broken. There's a solid rod that projects. And so the line is broken. The job is complicated. I can't do the job. I said, you can't do that to me, John. He said, I can't do the job. He walked away. So I said, okay, then I'll go to the law. That's what I'm here for.
Okay.
So, but I still cherish our friendship. John is the only person in the neighborhood who and I, we make up. If I have, you got a truck. I remember one time I bought my refrigerator. I went to him, I bought a gas truck. He brought my refrigerator in. If he needs something, he stopped by me. I gave it with friends. So I'm not particular about the claim that I'm making, but if John is saying that he's going to go and complete the job because we agreed that I will buy my own material, he will do the installation. If he's willing right now to go and complete the job, I'll buy the pipes, he can put them on. I don't want money from him. I just want the job done. That's all.
John,
Yes, ma'am.
going on?
Okay, I came over, he called me, I don't know if he called me, but either way, we had a conversation. And he said he had a leak in his sewer system, or a clog in the sewer system somewhere, and his back toilet was not draining. It was bubbling up and coming up on the floor. In that toilet, he's also connected to the tub in that bathroom and the sink. Okay, so I came over and I looked at it, and I stuck my roto-rooter down in the toilet and went up through the P trap and down into the sewer line, okay, and stopped dead. Nothing was getting through this, okay? Now, a year prior to this, he was having sewer problems. He would have me come over and roto-root his whole system from the back of his house to the front.
So you were aware already that he had issues,
Yes.
okay? Are
And
you a
we-
licensed
we-
plumber?
We,
Are you a licensed plumber?
no, I've been in construction now for 58 years.
Okay.
And I've done a lot of plumbing work, okay? So he said, well, I said, look, you've got a solid stoppage down there. I don't know what it is. So he had the toilet off already.
No, you're absolutely correct. I was waiting for a good place to tell a story. My first house, well, not my first house. Well, kind of technically it was, but before I bought my first house, I lived in my parents' old house. The house I grew up in was right next door to the house I bought. Weird story. Anyways, but we had a giant tree in the front yard that we had to remove, and all the roots destroyed the pipes underneath the house, and they kept backing up. And the plumber would come every once in a while and just like, this is a temporary fix. You're going to have to redo all the pipes underneath your house. And eventually we did. And they had to, go into the basement, jackhammer all the cement, dig out the front yard, and they put new pipes underneath the house. It was like a 2-week project. It was terrible. And that sounds like what this guy needs to do. And from what the plumber is saying, he's like, yeah, your pipes are messed up, man. I can't do this job for $500. This is like a $10,000 project. You're gonna have to, I can't do this. Sounds like what he's saying, but he's already paid him $500, so I understand why this guy's frustrated. Now, that's just again my guess to what's going on.
Apparently, some of the tiles are cracked, which is of no consequence to me. I was going to repair once I got the toilet, once I got the clog fixed and the toilet back where it belonged, and I was going to repair the tile around it. Okay, it was 2 or 3 pieces. That's not a big deal to me. So what happened was I got down in there, I busted the floor out the way the pipe was gone, and I got to the clog. And so in other words, you got a certain amount of concrete going down, and then dirt, and then the pipe down in the dirt. All right. I pulled the 2 pipes out, the one going up to the toilet and the one going to the outside sewer. Okay. 2 small pipes. One pipe is like this. The pipe it's going into is like this. This pipe has got the ends all beat down to fit inside the smaller pipe. And it's filled with nothing but lint for this far down the pipe. Solid. It was, Your Honor, it's like concrete. Okay. I said, found the problem. Take my hose, go to the other end of the sewer where this stuff, after I get through fixing the clog that I just found, I put the hose down the other end, going to the sewer now, and it backs up. Okay. You got another leak. You got another clog. So I go outside and I start,
No, no. I don't know how much you think I make on YouTube. No,
busting out
no.
where I think the pipe goes. And sure enough, it's right there, inside the concrete footing. The concrete footing goes down 2.5 to 3 feet off his house, all right? The pipe was going right down through the middle of the, it was put in wrong.
Okay, and at what point do you need permits for all of this?
What's that?
At what point do you need permits for all of
He
this?
told me we didn't need a permit.
You needed permits when you started jackhammering the foundation of the house, my friend. This is why you don't hire an electrician to do plumbing work, even if he knows what he's doing. Yeah, no. When it comes to a jackhammer in the foundation, permit up, man. Especially if he doesn't have a permit, he's not licensed. Therefore, insurance isn't going to help you out. Not good. Not a good decision.
Told you that.
He did.
Okay, so right now, Mr. Grisper is down $550 and it's got a mess in his
He's not
backyard.
down 550, Your Honor, respectively. He's not.
And
He
why
gave
do you
me
say that?
250. I told him 700. He gave me 250 to start. Okay, I got about to where I got there on that second clog. And I took him out there. I had to run the day before and do some work to get a different roto rooter, one that's a little bit stronger, so that I could come back and see if it's lint again.
And do you have proof of all of that?
Well, yeah, I don't have anything here, but the drill roto rooter was
I need
given
to
to
see
me by
proof of all
the
of that.
man that I did the work for that day.
I need to see proof that you did any work because he's suing you for $550 and according to him, you didn't do any work
What?
or it
I
wasn't
didn't do any work?
completed.
Is she getting that right? You're saying I didn't do any work?
He said the job was not completed.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to tell you why the job was not completed.
And what I want to understand is $550, you're not a licensed plumber and you tore up the whole backyard, the whole concrete. Is that
I tore
correct?
up from the toilet back to the wall about 2 feet.
Does anybody have any pictures of anything?
Yeah, I got a picture.
Let me see.
For the inside, I didn't bring the picture from the outside when you pass around the house, and then you broke the beam.
I need to see
foundation.
pictures of all of that. Y'all are bringing me nothing here.
I only got that from inside, where the toilet was sitting.
And Mr. Grisper, are permits required to do all of this?
Well, that's what he said. He said you're going to remove the pipes.
That's
That got
not
a
what I
clock.
asked you. Are permits required to do this type of work in your neighborhood?
Or if I have
You need a
permit,
permit.
or I don't have a permit to do that.
No, that's not what I asked you. I said, do you need one?
No,
And you know this how?
this house,
Have you gone to the city and asked if you need permits to do all the the sewage stuff? To be breaking pipes and concrete and replacing them? Because more than likely you need a permit.
oh, I don't know that.
There's a
get a
lot
pep-
that's going on here that
I
should
didn't-
not have been going on.
I didn't get a permit, Your Honor.
The reason, Your Honor, if I can interject,
Mhm.
the reason why we're here is because when I took him out there the second time to show him that second clog, he jumped all over me. It was you're putting dirt down there just so you can come to me for more money. And we started arguing and I said, look, I'm done. I'm never stepping foot on your property again. I had been over there several times helping him as a good neighbor. And this time it didn't go right because
And
of
so
him.
this is how it was left?
That's how I
So-
understood it.
Do you see where his frustration is? Okay,
Yeah, I didn't get to get the job done.
well,
And
and
be called a thief.
all this has been left at his house. This mess.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so show me where you unclogged the first one at.
Well,
No, show me your proof that you unclogged the first.
I don't have any proof, but I took the 2 pieces to him and showed him.
Watch this. Did he unclog the first clog?
What he did was like what you see in the picture. He brought this machine, he broke everything up. The pipes, there's a pipe the toilet sits on. He pulled it up. Then he went further down, he broke another pipe. Then he went around the house, he made a hole. That's when he put his snake wire in and it wasn't going through. But John, what you said, to be honest with you, Your Honor, it happened on a Saturday. Sunday, I went to Home Depot. That same machine that we tried using, I brought that same machine to the house.
Mhm.
And I put my hand in the pipe because as you were
The
digging.
pipe going down?
Yeah, the pipe
Mhm.
went down.
Didn't
As you
it?
were digging, you didn't block it, you didn't cover it. So broken concrete all went in there. So I
No.
put my hand there, I removed everything, then I put a snare wire, I plug it, it went through the last flush, John. As we speak, we're using our toilet, we washing dishes.
So
using
John
wa-
didn't unclog it, you did.
It was what happened normally is an annual thing. Whenever I use the washer, the fiber from the clothing will deposit and within a year time, we had the cloth. I will go to Home Depot, put a machine and clear the land. That's what I do
understand that.
usually.
My question is, who unclogged the first clog?
I did. I got a machine. I go to Home Depot, I
Do you
ring the
see how
machine.
that works out? You saying you unclogged the first clog. Now he's
Yeah.
saying he did.
The clog, the reason I was jackhammering, Your Honor, was because you could not unclog the pipe, period. It was harder than concrete. The lint. Now, let me explain the lint to you. On the years prior to coming over, I would come and roto-root that. I saw the lint. I said, where's all this lint coming from? He takes me back, he shows me his washing machine, all right? I said, man, all that lint. I said, what do okay, look. You have to take a nylon sock. You've probably heard of this old method. Put it on your hoses coming out of your washing machine, because that's where all the lint's coming from. I don't know what they do, how they get so much
I don't
lint.
think either one of y'all should have been messing with it because I don't think either one of y'all know what y'all are doing.
I do, Your Honor.
I don't think
When
so.
I saw that when lint packs, it packs like concrete. You're not going through it.
So,
So
Mr.
I
Grisper,
told him, I said, get the sock. A year later, he doesn't do any of that. And then a year later, he comes over, he says, my system is all, I'm finding nothing but lint.
stop. Mr. Grisper,
Yes.
you need to understand that you chose to hire a neighbor to do a plumbing job that he's not a plumber. He don't have a license to plumb. You don't have a permit. You don't even know what the issue is. And you let somebody jackhammer your whole house without a permit, without any experience, without anything. His own testimony is he works in construction, not sewage. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay,
Your Honor.
and now you want a refund and you want me to make him give you back that money, turned around and hired him knowing he didn't have a permit, knowing he didn't have any experience in plumbing. Is that correct?
It's correct.
I can't do that. You chose to hire some random person that wasn't a company, that didn't have a permit, that didn't have a contract, and you let him tear up your whole house.
Well, Your Honor,
And
it's just.
well, stop. I don't need a comment from you. So at this point, I can't make him refund you because you chose to go to him. He didn't come to you. He didn't offer anything. You asked him, knowing that he didn't have a permit. Yeah, he took your money. Yeah, I'm not saying he didn't do anything. I don't know what he did. Maybe he did fix the first clog and maybe you had more clogs. I don't know. But nobody has any proof. I got 2 pictures. I got neighbors fighting and I got an unlicensed plumber that tore up your house. That's what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, so, Your Honor, I'm not really particular about money. He said he can fix it. The problem that made him to go away was the clock, but there's no clock. The line is free now. So you can just come and install the pipes.
I'm not gonna make him do nothing. If you want to pay him again to just do whatever he wants, that's on you.
No, it's not additional payment. You were supposed to install the pipes after the line cleared, but
And
after you
where is that
realize,
in writing?
after you realized that the line was not clear, that's when you walked away. But I'm telling him now that the line is clear. Come and install the pipes that you removed. That's all.
Okay, I can't tell him to do that. So, if this wasn't in writing, then there's nothing I can do at this point, because according to him,
Yeah.
he did his job.
No,
Okay, I get it. I know you don't agree to it. I know you don't. But right now, you haven't proven your case
I'm
at
pro-
all, because you want to know why?
Hmm.
He's an unlicensed plumber. I cannot force him to put pipes in a house if he's not licensed.
but I did not pay him to do excavation. I pay him to do plumbing work.
Okay,
It's right here.
okay,
And plumbing is connecting line beneath beneath the surface for free flow of fluid. That's plumbing. He
And
has
the-
not done that.
and
So the-
Mr. John, did you do plumbing services?
I did, that's all I did was plumbing.
It's not plumbing. What's your definition of plumbing? You only did excavation. You
My
only
definition of
remove
plumbing
pipes.
is jacking a floor to get down to the plumbing.
That's not plumbing.
Yeah, I'm working on
What
plumbing.
is the definition of
I'm
plumbing?
working to get down to the plumbing in the
What is
floor.
the
How else you
definition
get,
of plumbing?
okay, how would you
Okay.
get down to those pipes?
So I cannot pay you to do that mess. How can I pay you to do the mess you did in my bathroom? You said you are removing a pipe. Then when the line is clear, you install. I'm telling you, the
That's
line
plumbing.
is clear. The line is not flooding anymore. There's no
What is it?
flooding. The line is clear.
Okay, that's enough.
All right, so,
Oh, Biggin Raiders, you can't. I can't even. First off, Biggin, thank you so much for the raid, my friend. I appreciate it. Or should I call you Santa? Love the Santa hat tonight. Welcome, Biggin Raiders. I don't know how to review this case. All right, so this guy's he's in construction. I thought he said electrician. That's me being deaf. I apologize, or me not paying attention. He's in construction. He's not an electrician. I thought he said electrician. Anyways, this homeowner hired his buddy to do plumbing work, and he's not licensed. He didn't have a permit. He brings over a jackhammer and starts destroying the foundation of his house to get to the pipes. And then he just kind of stops halfway through and says, "This is a lot bigger than me. I can't do this job for you." And then he just kind of walks off. Now the homeowner is suing him for the money he paid him, but he doesn't want the money back. He wants him to come finish the job. It's like he just messed up your entire house, and you don't want the money. You want him to come finish the job. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. This one was good. Anyways, Biggin, you were awesome. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Please hit that like button on the way, and I'd appreciate it.
I've heard all the testimony that I need to hear for this case. Mr. Grisford, you have not proven your case. So at this point, it's gonna be a take nothing judgment.
So I'm going to look for extra money. It's going to cost me more with the damage he did. It's going to cost me more for somebody to come and fix it.
Yeah.
It's
it
going to cost me
probably will,
more.
Because at the beginning, you should have hired a licensed plumber, not your neighbor. Because he doesn't have permits.
So then what would the court do about him coming and putting me on a false impression that he can do the job, and then he did damage to my house?
Okay, well, first of all, you haven't proved that he's done damage to your house. You've proven that, yes, he's done this. But at this point,
I've proven that plumbing, he was paid to do plumbing work.
Yeah.
Can I get it?
I
I
see
did plumbing
the
work.
paper. Okay, listen to me, Mr. Grisper. Anytime that you hire a plumber,
Yeah.
how do you think they're gonna get to your pipes? They have to break the floor
Yes.
to get to your pipes.
Yeah.
That's what he did. That alone cost money with the jackhammer, okay? Second of all, you hired somebody that was not licensed. That's your fault, because you should have hired a company to do a plumbing job, not a neighbor. Third of all, you have no permits at all. Turn the phone off. You have no permits, so you don't even know if he was even allowed to mess the floors with your house. You haven't even called the city to see if your house needs permits. Have you?
So, Your Honor, you're telling me now that I told her from the initial stage that I did not get permit.
So at this point, Mr. Gresper, unfortunately, you paid a neighbor to do a plumbing job that he excavated and he broke all the flooring, broke the flooring down to the pipe. According to Mr. John, he fixed some part of the sewage, not all of it. Doesn't look like he did much of
Mom is
anything.
lying. You did not fix anything. I went to.
I didn't lie. I didn't fix anything.
What is it you fixed?
I got down to the busted pipes and pulled them out. I haven't fixed anything yet.
Is that what you call fixing?
Yeah, no,
Okay, so then what is it you fixed?
look,
You did
you
not
caught,
fix
you took me
anything.
outside. You said I filled that pipe with dirt. I said goodbye. You're accusing me of being a thief and filling the pipe up and then
No, what did you fix? Why you charged me 700 for? You charged
I
me
didn't charge you
700.
that. I charged you 5. You gave me 250. Now, if you want to know for sure, check his bank accounts. There's 250 that he gave me. Then he gave me another 250.
No,
And then I
John,
called my granddaughter and said,
John,
I don't
this
want
is
that
not
other
50.
250. I just want the 150 to get down there and do what I did. I'm paid.
Oh,
So how
Jesus
much
Christ.
money did you actually get from Mr. Grisper?
500 and gave him 250 back. And I can give you proof of that.
See where you gave him 250 back.
Right now?
Well, yeah.
Well, no, see, he was going through my granddaughter and she's the only one that has records of
So-
of the money being transferred over into his account. And it was, and he knows it.
So I need proof that the 250 was transferred. Tell your granddaughter to send you a screenshot.
I can get.
Trial by combat right now. Let's go. Both of you have to use PVC piping though. You know what? Guy in yellow can use the jackhammer. You know, I have a feeling he's going to have a hard time picking that up and using it as a weapon. So guy in yellow gets to use the jackhammer that he used to destroy dude's house. Homeowner gets to use the PVC piping that was never installed. Ready? Go.
Yeah, really easy.
Call her right now.
Okay.
Because I want to know exactly how much was paid.
Your Honor,
He's saying
I haven't
550.
got-
Your Honor, Your Honor. After I paid him the 550, and he went in there, and he couldn't get through, and he said the line broke beneath the house, and he walked away. I called Katrina. I said, "This is what your grandfather did to me. If he cannot do this job, I'm going to sue him." It was at that point, Katrina, when I got a message, 200 paid to me. So I texted Katrina, "What is 200 for?"
So she did give you 200
gave me
back.
200
Okay, well
back.
then, never mind, John.
So it's 350 that he's still owing. He's
That's
owing
not even
350. So John will not tell me I'm giving 350 to do that much damage. Even if I call somebody now with the picture you're looking at, if they see that, they're going to charge me thousands of dollars
Because
the
that's
man
what it
did
costs. I was
damage
trying to do
already.
you a favor.
Yeah, exactly. The fake plumber's right. That is how much it's going to cost you. Thousands of dollars. And it sounds like the guy already started the job. You might even get a discount for it now. You got a giant hole in your floor.
What?
That's what it
Unfortunately,
costs.
Mr. Grisper, that's exactly what it's gonna cost to fix.
I
the
was
pu-
trying to give
sewing.
you a break, like always. You didn't want it.
Listen, I mean,
All right, so 350 is now what is being sued for, not 550, because 200 was refunded to you.
Mom, Your Honor, I
Why did
am
you call
saying, Your Honor, Your Honor.
Don't ever call me mom again.
Ma'am,
ma'am,
ma'am.
Ma'am,
Okay, I was
ma'am,
like, I thought you
and,
said mom. I was like, don't call me mom.
no, ma'am. We say ma'am.
Yes. Go ahead,
I'm a
Mr.
correction
Grisper.
officer. We use
No,
ma'am.
go ahead, Mr. Grisper. What happened?
So, ma'am, what I'm saying,
It just gets better. Shut your phone off now. Do not call me mom one more time. You can't make this up.
I'm not particular about John giving me money. The line, I'm telling John, the line is clear. Those pipes that he removed with the intent to replace them, the line is clear. He said, I'm responsible to buy my own pipes. I will buy the pipes. Let him come and install the pipes. I will buy the tiles. I will buy everything. Let him come and install the pipes.
I'm
That's
not going to force
I'm not forcing
John.
him.
to do anything to your house. Do you understand me? I am not. If John wants to do it out of the kindness of his heart or whatever he wants to do, y'all can go discuss that outside. But unfortunately, Mr. Grisper, you hired somebody that wasn't licensed. You let him destroy your floor. thinking that he knew what he was doing. And maybe he does, I don't know. But this is the mess that you get into when you try to avoid going to a company and trying to save you some money. So at this point, it's a take nothing judgment. You have not proven your case. And John, if you want to go and put in pipes,
Can I say something?
that y'all can talk outside of
Okay,
court,
all right.
because I have another case I have to try.
All
But if y'all agree to him putting pipes in later, but Mr. Grisper, you really need to understand about permits, and you need to make sure that you are doing everything
He's my
proper.
friend, mom. That's what I trusted him. He's my friend. We've been doing stuff together. That's why I trusted him.
I like you too, man. You're my friend. But look it, you don't stand there and come down on me with a hatchet, not
Why you gonna say-
on filling up a pipe that I
Well,
didn't
George,
fill
now
up
what-
with dirt.
Okay, y'all can go outside and talk about
Okay.
that.
So he's not making any commitment to the court that you're gonna do the job,
No.
you're gonna finish it?
It's a take nothing judgment. Unfortunately, Mr. Grisper, $300 was given to him, and
Three
it was,
fifty
it was a lesson learned.
for the destruction.
Mhm.
All right, thank you, man.
Thank you, sir. Let me get, Rich.
All right, that one was fun. That one was fun. And no, we can't call her Judge Mom. I feel like Judge Boyd already wins the Judge Mom. Here's the thing. Judge Garcia doesn't come across as a Judge Mom. But yeah, I don't know. Shut your phone off. And then the guy called her a mom. So yeah, maybe. Anyways, Anne, thank you so much. Very generous super chat. Thank you. And Merry Christmas to you as well. We are one week away. 1 week from today. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Anne. I appreciate it. All right. We're gonna move on. I can't top that one. I can't. This next one is a follow-up of, I don't know if you guys remember the landlord tenant case in front of Judge Simpson. Was it last week? We did the Park Forrest defense guy. He's back. And it's just as weird and annoying as always, or as it was in the first hearing. So let's go. Part 2. Let's go. Hey, I actually got a notification. Caitlin, thank you so much. I appreciate it. The Cash App. I never get notifications from Cash App anymore. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, now let's go.
Showcase Investments versus Alan Macari.
Morning, Your Honor. Morning. Morning.
Morning, Your Honor.
All right, so where are we on this case, folks?
So, Your Honor, my client simply wants to work out a about date on this. It's a termination of tenancy. At the last hearing, I did try approaching Mr. Licari about that, but he is hesitant to speak with me outside of court. So we will need your assistance to resolve this case.
All right. Mr. Macari?
Sir, I don't know how to present to you, so please forgive me. I filed a motion that should be in your records, and I'm asking that you look at this case. It's a retaliation case. She has not repaired the house for over a year. I have animals in the walls and other problems. She claimed I was a health hazard. I am not a health hazard. She claimed that I was a hoarding problem. I have a person here from the hoarding.
Thank you. Just another Katie. I do appreciate it. I can put the two. I can put the two together now. That is you. I do appreciate it.
Committee, which will testify
Let
that
me just ask you something. Do you want to still live there?
if she would get the animals out of the walls and fix the rats in the crawl space, which she can all do from the outside, not the inside of the house, I would stay there longer. But I don't like being in a situation where there's animals scratching in the walls and rats dying in the basement.
Okay,
The
so let me
foundation.
just ask you this.
Yes, sir.
Let's say she, and I'm not saying the situation exists or not, but let's assume that it doesn't get fixed. And I guess my question is why do you want us to continue to reside there?
My position at this point, Judge, is that I would like until 1/31, January 31st, which is the end of my move package date, so I can find a place to move.
So, hold it, let me just stop you there. So you'll move by January 31st. No, I'm looking at that. You were on the wrong side, sir, so we just moved your bag over. That's okay, don't worry about it.
Oh, so, Your Honor, Mishta has canceled the contract. So if he isn't staying through that period of time, my client is concerned she won't be paid for that time, first off. And he also has had over 70 days notice from when we originally sent the notice to him that we were terminating the tenancy. So my client would like to have that time period short.
What do you want to say, sir?
I put money in escrow. I've been working with Section 8. They sent the landlord an additional document that would extend it to December. I just need time to move, to find a place. And I have a complaint from the Washtenaw Health Department that talks about the rats in the dumpsters across the street from the restaurant. And I have a witness about the hoarding. This is retaliation. I just need time to get out of there. If the property was fixed, it would be fine to live there. It's not in good enough shape. I don't want to be in a situation with a hostile landlord.
Okay, so Ms. Davis, it seems to me that by the time I would get to try this, a writ date may be right near that 31st date anyway. So I don't know if that changes your client's perspective or not.
Your Honor, could we back it up 10 days to account for if we have to apply for a writ when he doesn't move out? So like maybe to take it back to January 20th?
Sir?
I will move out as soon as I find a
Well,
suitable
hold
place
on a
to move.
second, because you'd be making an agreement to move.
I'm sorry, say it again,
You'd
please.
be making an agreement to move. The parties would be waiving their claims. We do it in the form of a conditional dismissal so that it doesn't look like an eviction. And then if you don't move by that date, then they could get a judgment along with an immediate writ. Okay? Now, what counsel's asking is to back it up 10 days so that you would actually be agreeing to move around the 21st of January.
I would like as much time as possible. I'm having trouble finding a place that will accommodate my property and so the move package ends on the 31st. That would be the most helpful, but whatever you could do to help me, I appreciate.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is this. Well, counsel, I guess maybe, let me rethink this. If we did the 30th, the 10-day period is not something we have to worry about. If we did a conditional dismissal, we don't have to worry about the 10-day period because if he's not out by that time, you get the judgment and writ immediately.
Hey, he said he's not a hoarder. He brought someone from the Council of Hoarding to testify that he's not a hoarder. I know it wasn't Council of Hoarding, whatever the title he gave the guy was. I didn't know that existed. Is there such a thing? I mean, he said it on the record, so I'm guessing there might be. I don't know. Is it just someone on Craigslist that says, "Call me, give me $25, I'll come and tell you if you're a hoarder or not"? Hey, that's kind of what it sounds like to me. But that might be a real job. I don't know.
That's true. I mean, there is, so many days time period after that before he actually would be removed. So I think that's what I was thinking of, like how long it takes to execute that writ.
Yeah, that's going to depend on where is this located.
By the bomber in Ypsilanti.
City of Ypsilanti.
It's Elaine, so the court officer there is actually pretty good, so.
Yeah, it's City of Ypsilanti, Your Honor.
The city of Ipsy, so that's more, pretty good. So, sure.
I'm sorry. I'm having problems with my mortgage company. Their life in this situation has gone back for years, and I got documentation of it. I've also got pictures of him, the way he keeps this house. I need this house back in order to fix it up.
Okay, so ma'am, what would you have me do? I can set it for trial because he's contesting it. If I set it for trial, as I was indicating to your attorney, it's not going to be any quicker than that.
He's already had 17 days at this point. He was given notice to move on October 7th.
So you want me to just set it for trial, counsel?
No, I don't.
Why don't, listen, ma'am. I'm gonna pass the matter. Counsel, talk to your client. Sir, have a seat. Let's see if we can get this resolved.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I knew I forgot to do the fade in, fade out. Right when this clip started, I'm like, oh, this is 2 parts. Yep, nope, forgot to add the fades in. But look how Judge Simpson's going to start part 2. So there was about 30 minutes in between part 1 and part 2 of this. And yeah, just that look on his face is like, man, this is going to be a long day.
All right.
So, Your Honor, I spoke with my client, and she will reluctantly agree to a move-out date of January 21st.
21st?
Yes, she would like to make it clear that Mr. Licari would be responsible for rent through that date, because his mission contract does appear to end on December 31st.
Okay. How much is monthly rent?
$900 a month. Right now, I believe Mr. Licari.
All right. I can solve this real quick. Mr. Licari?
Yes, sir.
What I'm gonna do is, there's going to be a conditional dismissal that you'll move by the 21st of January. Okay, let me make sure that's a date. That would be a Tuesday. Okay, yes, sir.
No way to get to the end of the 31st. I'm having trouble finding a place to move. That's when my move package ends. That's where
Your move package ends on that day?
Yes, it does.
All right, folks, there, we could sit here and argue over this day to day, and I don't know why. No, okay, let's do it this way. I'm going to give him to the 31st to move, because that is when his move packet, and that's going to be the far out date. What I will do, Mr. Licari, is in order for this to effectuate, I need $900 in escrow. Can you do that?
No, sir. I put 158 in escrow. I don't get $900 a month, but I will ask.
Let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
So what do you get?
I'm going to guess it's some kind of assistance he receives from the state, and they helped him move to that location, and it's only for a certain period of time. That's what I'm guessing, because he keeps saying that's when my move package ends. So I think it was just state assistance in that one spot for till the end of January. That's my guess. Other than that, I have no idea.
Get each month.
I get 970, I think, maybe 80, somewhere in there.
Okay.
And I'm going negative at this point, trying to deal with the chaos of finding a place and the other issues.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. What was your monthly rent? What was your portion that you were paying?
158, I believe.
158. All right. So let me ask you this. And you get a check once a month?
Peg, I'm actually kind of impressed with the guy. This is his second court appearance. He's on some kind of state assistance. I don't know. He says he gets like $900 a month or something. So he's on, SSI. I don't know what he's on, but he's still professional enough to wear the suit to court. I do appreciate that. I appreciate he still respects the court enough to wear the suit. It's probably his only one, which is fine. I'm just glad he wore it.
Yes, I do.
All right. And what day of the month is
The
that?
third.
The 3rd. Okay. So here's what I'm going to It'd be a stretch for you. Yeah, and I realize that, but it's also not everything that plaintiff wants. Can you get $300 into court escrow
I think I can
by
do
the
that.
first of the
Like,
month, by the third?
If you give me to the fourth of
Well,
April.
I'll just indicate by January 6th.
Oh,
You would
good.
have to put, that's that Monday after the 3rd of, okay? So defendant to vacate the premises by January 31st, 2025. Defendant to post in escrow additional $300 on or before January 6, 2025. And
Please tell me you wear your white tux at night when you go watch the drones fly over your head. Please tell me, because that would be awesome. You know what? You don't even have to answer because that is now cemented in my head, and that is everything I've ever wanted out of you. White tux to go watch the drone show every night.
And then I would indicate that claims and counterclaims except rent would be waived. Okay. So if she comes after you for rent that may be due, you still have your defenses as to the rent, but not additional counterclaims of other things. And she doesn't have additional claims. We're waiving all the claims.
I don't think my client is gonna want to agree to that because there is significant property damage.
There's one.
There is significant property damage.
All right. Then I'm just
Sure.
going to scratch that. That's fine.
Sir,
Yes, but
I have documents, but the problem with the house, it's dilapidated. They won't.
I know. And so what I'm going to say is this. If you folks in the future want to litigate that, the great thing for me is it's going to be a GC matter and Judge Barr will be handling it. So,
Okay. Thank you, sir.
unless something untoward happens. All right. So I need you.
Judge was like, we're gonna kick that can down the road. Go sue them in general civil. I am not gonna see you again, and I am happy with that.
Do we have a conditional order for him? Because he's unrepresented, so I better have one. I'll need you to fill one out before you guys leave so that I can go through it on the record and then sign off on it, okay? So that you understand the basic framework, sir, is this there'd be a conditional order of dismissal with your move out day. If you don't move, then without hearing, they can file an affidavit, judgment, and an order of eviction all at the same time, which I'd sign off on to have you evicted from the premises. I'm hoping it won't come to that.
I will be out of there for sure.
Okay. So what we're going to do is get the paperwork set up. I'll have counsel fill that. We'll give you a blank copy of one. Fill that out. You guys don't leave. Let me know when you have that all filled out and you've looked at it. I'll go through it with you in terms of your rights. I will tell you this right now, and I may tell you again, Mr. Licari, you're unrepresented by counsel. You would have 3 business days after the signing of that conditional dismissal to think about it. If you believe that there's some legal reason, some misunderstanding of your rights, something that you didn't assert, you'd have to file a motion to set aside that conditional order dismissal within those 3 business days. Doesn't mean that I would, but you'd have that opportunity to file that motion. You understand that part?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let them get filled out, get it over to you, look over. I'll come back, maybe. No, I'll come back. I'll come back and then we'll get you guys out of here, okay?
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Court's in recess.
All right.
All right, I didn't edit this part. I know I have the ending of this. So I hope my fast forward skills are on point. 'Cause I did not edit this. But this makes sense why it was all right. Fast forward skills. Initiate.
Questions I'd like to ask you about.
Hey, look. Real time fast forwarding. That's how I court crawl right there. Now he should be walking back out any second. I hope I don't have to fast forward it. Get ready for the Mr. Allen. All rise.
District Court for County of Washington, made a mission is now back in session. Now, Judge Day, 7:55.
You may be seated. Okay, do I have it? Do we have it there?
I have a couple questions I'd like to ask you about it.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I bring it up?
Well, here, hand it to my bailiff.
I had to scribble out a few things on here, Your Honor, so I apologize for that.
Okay, all right. That's fine. Got it. Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. What are your questions?
On number
That's pretty much what I do. I generally let Judge Simpson's court play live, just ongoing, but I don't listen. I just wait for him to raise his voice or start laughing, and then I will pause whatever I'm doing and go check it out. That's pretty much what I do with Judge Simpson all day long. Thank you so much, Cheshire Cat. I appreciate it. And you know me in editing, I work on it every day, just not always in the right direction.
3 on that, the printed form number 3. It seems like that on the 5th point on the back where it says that the plaintiff is responsible for rent up through the closing part. That's also stated on number 5 in the back. Also on number 3, the date's 1/31/24 should be 1/31/25. I don't understand what number 4.
130, say it again.
1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can make that correction, just the year's wrong. Okay.
And I don't understand what number 4B is. Or on the list.
Right.
B thing.
Okay. Those are your questions?
Okay, definitely not Herbert. I'm guessing it was you that sent me the PayPal last night. Thank you for announcing yourself. I appreciate it. Now I can thank you personally. I appreciate the PayPal. Thank you.
Maybe 4.
All right. I'll start with the redundancy. It just indicates that you're responsible for rent. When you look at paragraph 5, it really is talking about other people potentially paying rent. So to the extent it's redundant, it doesn't matter. It would mean the same thing, whether it's you paying rent or it's somebody else paying rent. So that's that issue. With reference to, what was your next question?
4B.
4B.
Yeah.
4B just says, so what the file will look like, which is beneficial for you, is the file will look like the case is dismissed. It's called a conditional order of dismissal. Once all the time periods pass, it becomes just a full dismissal of the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 4B says, what happens if you don't do these things? So let's say you don't put the $300 in by January 6th. We'll do that one. The action may proceed without further notice to the defendant of the process. Meaning, if we don't receive the money into court escrow, then plaintiff can file their judgment as well as the order of eviction on that date. So they file with me an affidavit saying he hasn't complied. that one's an easy one for me to check, because if I don't have it in the court file, I don't have it in the court file. And then they could file a judgment and the order of eviction or writ of restitution at that point in time. Okay,
I think I got it.
without a hearing. So there won't be a hearing. All right, so that's what 4B means. Anything else you have any questions
Those were my
about?
questions. I
All
think
right.
you answered. Thank you.
All right, and have apprised you of your rights under the court rule regarding 3-day right of rescission. Any questions from the plaintiff side? All right, fantastic. I will sign off, mark the file conditionally dismissed. Thank you, folks, for working it out. And in case I don't see you, everybody have a great holiday.
Thank you. Holiday.
Judge Simpson.
Oh, that ended a lot quicker than I remember it ending. I thought the guy had like 10 or I thought the questions went on for a while. Anyways, I'm glad it's over. I was just thinking I should have edited this part out, but whatever. Moving on. We got one more. We're moving back to small claims. This is Magistrate Norbeck, or what I like to call him, Judge Biggin. Let's go.
All right, so this is file 24029. I'm sorry if that's a 39. No, it is a 59 SC Kranz versus Mataluski. We're here in small claims court. What small claims means is that we're trying to get this done today without any attorneys. Nobody is represented by a lawyer. We're also trying to get this resolved here in front of me. So no party's asking for a jury trial or anything like that, but for this to just be decided here in front of me. So first things first, if the parties are ready and able to proceed in that fashion, I'm going to swear you in. I cannot see either of you, Dave or Nevada, but I am asking you both at this point in time to raise your right hand so I can swear you in. Do you swear or affirm that any testimony you give here today would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I don't get too much information here. It seems that Mr. Kranz, you're the owner of a business that did a tree removal, and in other words, that service has already been.
Yeah, he used to have a bigger beard, but he recently trimmed it. It used to make sense, but I didn't stop calling him that.
Rendered, but the bill for that has not been paid. That's what you're suing for. Is that correct?
Correct.
$1,550. Was that the sum total of the job?
It was the remainder of what was not paid by Dave's insurance.
Okay, and that's what I want to talk about. So what was the total?
$5,250.
And then insurance covered. Bad at math. Insurance covered $3,700.
Correct.
All right. Mr. Mataluski, you are here today. Are you in agreement that there is additional monies owed to this business, Mr. Kranz?
Absolutely not.
Okay, and
I'm
why
not in
is that?
agreement with it whatsoever because my insurance company, Daniel, my adjuster, and I worked with him. He gave me a bill. After he came and did services, I have nothing signed by him at all for any services saying any costs were going to be, here's what we charge or anything, nothing. So he gives me the bill on the 27th. I turned it in on Friday, the 27th of July. I turned it into my insurance company on the 29th. I have an email here in front of me, clearly from my insurance agent to Mr. Kranz saying, good morning, we received your estimate.
Well, there's your first problem, sir. What an email in front of you doesn't do me much good. Why didn't you turn that into court as evidence?
I did not know that this was going to be the way it was going down.
What did you think was going to happen when you were sued in small claims?
I thought you could actually see the computer, or we would be able to see each other and interact.
But you didn't zoom in. You just called in on a telephone.
I know, I'm at the courthouse. I came here. I thought we would be on a screen where we would talk.
No, sir, you would submit your evidence ahead of time. All right, so let's start from the top. Mr. Kranz, you get a call to come out to do an emergency tree removal. Who contacted you?
Dave Martelski contacted me
All
at
right.
9:30
You
p.m.
come out, you look at the tree, and then you give him an estimate?
We came out and on June 16th, and he said,
Mr. Kranz, this is going to work a lot better if you just answer my questions. You came out and you gave them an estimate before you did any work, right?
there was no submitted estimate.
All right. I'm assuming that's not how you normally do business with the homeowner, right? Don't you give them an estimate, then you do the job?
It is how we do business if it's an emergency job, sir. I got a phone call from Dave 9:30 p.m. on June 16th. Said, hey, we got a tree that came down on both of our vehicles. We need you to get out here immediately and get it taken care of. So me and my team came out and communicated with consumers and got the tree handled and off the vehicles safely. We then scheduled the time.
So you never talked price with the customer before you did it?
No.
All right. And then you just submitted a bill afterwards?
Correct.
All right. And then, Mr. Mataluski, go ahead and explain to me why you would not owe that amount.
Because this email that if I'd have known, I would have submitted. I apologize. But this email on July 29th says, good morning. After reviewing your estimate, we're double checked. And we wanted to see if you would like to resubmit this in the correct way for the haul away on the insurance limit is way over. Just wanted to make sure you were aware of this before we release payment. And then
okay,
the following.
So you can stop talking, Mr. Mataluski. So in other words, your insurance said, we only going to cover part of this.
No, they sent it back to him and said, your tree, so his bill is an emergency tree removal is $3,200, but then it says clean up and haul away, which says clean up and haul away at the beginning too, but anyway, it says $2,000. Well, the insurance company said that's astronomically high. That's almost what it costs for the tree. So you can't have almost what it costs for the tree for the branches. So they reached out to Nevada and they said, do you want to fix this through an email? And he said, no. They said, just wanted to make sure you are aware of this before this payment is released. So they revised the payment, gave him $3,750 and said, this is all we can give you because you failed to send us back anything. My insurance adjuster said, you can give me a gas receipt for your truck. If you rented the Bobcat, give me the equipment. They could have covered the $1,500 if he would have worked with Daniel. But the following email from Nevada that same day on Monday at 12:45 says, okay, thanks, payment can be sent. So he authorized the payment to be sent instead of working with Daniel to get the other $1,500 covered.
Mr. Kranz, why is that not you accepting the offer, the counter offer of $3,700?
There was never an offer from the insurance company to myself. The invoice was not sent from my business to Dave's insurance company. It was sent from my business to Dave Matelski. It is his responsibility to communicate with his insurance company for how much they're going to cover and not cover. If they are not going to cover the full amount, it is the homeowner's responsibility to then cover the rest of an invoice, no matter the job.
All right. And then explain to me why it costs $2,000 to remove a tree you already cut down.
You're going to have to repeat that. Dave was talking.
You will explain to me how it's going to cost you $2,000 to haul away a tree you've already cut down.
The tree had come down in a storm, and we removed it off his house, his power line, and both of his vehicles. And we removed everything away from the driveway so they could still access their driveway.
Sure, that's the $3,200 job. Then you charge $2,000 to remove tree debris that was already on ground?
Correct.
And in what world did that cost you $2,000? You're gonna have to justify that expense to me.
I had 4 guys there for 6 hours cleaning. I had to rent a chipper. I had my Bobcat, my dump truck, 2 equipment trailers, 3 saws. That's just the world we live in. It's expensive to run a business.
Yeah, but the real problem here is you guys are both in the wrong. The first thing is I would never allow you to cut down the.
Hey, whoever said that they wish that both these guys are wrong, you got your wish. They're both in the wrong. You heard it from Magistrate. Oh, while I'm paused real quick, because we're running towards the end, I don't want to forget Carla. Thank you so much, Carla, for whatever. All right, well, then I'll use it for whatever. Thank you so much, Carla. I appreciate it.
The trees and then tell me after the fact what you thought it was going to cost. I don't know why that wasn't addressed ahead of time. But then after the fact, Mr. Matalewski, it is not the job of the service provider to conform to what your insurance thinks it costs. When you file a homeowner's claim, what you were hoping for is that the insurance covers the total amount. When the insurance does not cover the total amount, you're on the hook for the rest of it. That's the way it works.
But here's the thing. Did he not just say, I had this saw, this chipper, this, my insurance agent asked for that, and if he would have got those receipts, this would have been covered?
Well, no, it wouldn't, sir. You have a dollar amount, a cap of how much they're going to provide per incident for what it is.
Correct, but my adjuster told me he would have done it under equipment rental. The adjuster told me I could, if he had equipment that he needed to put in here, I could put it under equipment rental and it can be justified.
Well, the good news is when I order you to pay the rest of this, you can turn around and sue your insurance company and provide to them the rest of the information. The problem is you're both mad at a third party.
Mr. Beeps, the guy from the first clip could have brought his jackhammer over and done it for $500. That's how much he would have charged.
The third
no, I'm mad because I'm mad because I got a $5,200 bill and I had another tree company come there and they told me they did it for $3,500. He said you got screwed.
Yep, that's the problem when you call someone for an emergency in the middle of the night. Well, you never heard that? Call 3 guys. But essentially, you're both wrong, right? In my opinion, he's way overcharging you for moving a tree. And in my opinion, it's kind of too bad, so sad. The service has already been provided. Your insurance covered what it's covered. So essentially what I'm going to order is, I'm just going to, well, I don't even understand it, what your total bill was.
Now you see why my insurance was like they were.
Yeah.
The total.
Yeah, I've been giving you guys messes of cases tonight. None of this makes any sense. Anyways, I was just asked for a pause from our favorite cat, Weirdo Cat. Thank you so much, Cheshire Cat. I appreciate the PayPal, my friend. Thank you.
What's that?
The total was $5,250. The insurance covered $3,700, which leaves him with $1,550.
Yeah, but sir, I'm telling you right now, if I called a tree service and asked them for the very same job, they're not going to tell me $5,200. You knew you had him where you wanted him, and you overcharged him $2,000 to haul away trees. You could have called some hillbilly who eats with wood, and they would have come and taken all that for free. But it essentially, like I said, you both have something you should have learned here. One is, well, I'm not going to get back into it. What I'm going to do is just split the baby. You're both going to be unhappy with it. I'll order $725. And if either one of you wants to appeal that and take it to general civil, you can start all over again. But you're going to hire attorneys, and it's going to charge you way more to get through this than it would have if you just would have continued to work with each other and not come to small claims over it.
Yeah, because my insurance adjuster told me he could have covered the $1,500.
Yeah. Well, and essentially, sir, you may very well still be able to recover your $725, because you pay someone, in other words, you may get a judgment today where I'm telling you, you got to pay this LLC $725, right? But you have every right to say, I want a detailed invoice of what the expenses were that add up to the $5,250. You're entitled to that.
Yeah, I know. That's what Daniel, my adjuster, had asked Mr. Kranz probably for 3 days to do that. And we never got one.
Well, yeah, and guess what? If insurance called me, I don't even know if I'd take the call. Insurance is not entitled to the invoice. You are.
No, I know, but he was talking to my insurance and I didn't even know about it.
Okay, but here's what I'm telling you. If I was a business, an insurance adjuster is trying to needle me for details because they don't want to pay the claim, I don't have to take that call. But if a customer calls me and says, I want a detailed bill of the services you provided so that you get paid, I would have to, well, I wouldn't have to, but if I refuse to provide that, guess what? You'd lose this case 6 times, twice on Sunday. But I'm assuming, because I haven't heard, that you even asked Mr. Kranz to provide you a detailed bill. Don't tell me your insurance adjuster did. That really doesn't count.
No, I told you in the beginning, after he cut the tree, he turned us in a bill on Friday, then I turned it into my insurance on Monday.
Yeah. And Mr. Mataluski, I'm sure if I asked you if Mr. Kranz would like a breakdown of how that $5,250 played out, that you'd be willing to do that. It sounds like you could almost do it from memory, right?
Well, I wish he could have did that for my adjuster, Daniel, because then we wouldn't be sitting here right now because we could have covered his $1,500.
I didn't hear an answer. I want to make Mr. Kranz.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said?
Yep.
If Mr. Mataluski asked you for the $5,250 to please be spelled out in an invoice for the work done, you can do that.
I would have done it right off the jump. I still can.
And you still can. So in other words, here's the thing. Like I said, I'm gonna order the damages here at $725 additional to be paid. But in order for that judgment to be satisfied, I think Mr. Mataluski has every right to say, oh, I'll cut you that check as soon as I get my detailed invoice. And then you have plenty of time, sir. You can still submit that detailed invoice to your home insurance, and hopefully they're going to see what they need to see off there, that at least part of that bill would fall under a different category. In other words, I suspect, gentlemen, I do this a lot. I suspect that insurance probably topped you out for what they would pay for tree removal. But there are plenty of other things that, had they seen it in the bill, they could increase that top number. And then the problem is they couldn't get that information from Mr. Kranz. They're not necessarily the right party to ask for it. Mr. Kranz could have given it to him, but he doesn't have to. But I think any day of the week they have to. When I say they, Mr. Kranz has to give you, the actual customer, a list.
Yeah, absolutely. They called this guy in the middle of the night. He started to say what time it was. I feel like he said 9 p.m. That's what he started to say, and the magistrate stopped him from talking. They keep saying middle of the night. We don't know what time it was. But he got 4 other guys with all this equipment overnight and removed this tree, and it was on his house and 2 of his cars. So I would have called the insurance too and be like, how do I handle this? There's probably going to be house damage, car damage. The tree needs to be removed. At that point, it might have been just easier to deal with insurance. You have no idea what the damage to your cars or your house is going to be. But yeah, no, I would have done everything I could to remove it myself as well. Anyways, you guys are awesome. There's only about a minute left of this clip, so I am going to let it play out. It is that time of the night. Thank you guys thank you, Cheshire Cat, for the PayPal. Thank you. Was it just another Katie for the Cash App? I appreciate you guys. And then let's see, what do we got? Anne, thank you so much for the super chat. Cheshire Cat for the super chat, and Carla for the super chat. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Biggin, thank you for the raid. That's all I got. That's all I got for this evening. We went a little longer. I like to stick it right at about an hour, and we're a little bit longer than that. Hope you guys don't mind. We are going to raid Lone Wolf. He is the only one on that I see. I just refreshed my list. So, yeah. So we're going to head over to Lone Wolf. And, Jeff, make sure you tell him I said hello. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Until next time, bye.
Well, here's what it costs and why. But when you get
Oh,
that
yeah.
information, you may very well turn around and be able to just submit a supplemental on your home insurance.
Yep, that's
But
what I'm
you
gonna
have
do
to
because I've asked him for
go
a
through those
detailed
things.
invoice and he wouldn't even send it to me either.
Yeah.
So
that's
it
full.
sounds like you guys just
I
need a
have it
third
in text.
party.
If you'd like to see it, I have it
Okay.
in text.
Gentlemen, we'll address me, not each other. It sounds like you just need a third party to come in and sort of, spell out what's gonna happen. Mr. Kranz, you're gonna make $725 more, but it's gonna mean you have to sit down for, half an hour and sort of detail this out in an invoice and send it over to Mr. Matalewski. That seems like it's pretty good money for, 20 minutes of work, right?
To a point.
All right. So, gentlemen, that is going to be my ruling. Now, here's what I do want to explain on appeal, meaning either one of you would have the right to say, I don't agree with what just happened there. Mr. Kranz, because he thought the judgment should be higher. Mr. Matalewski, because he thought the judgment shouldn't be at all. You both would have appeal rights. To appeal my finding to general civil in front of the district court judges, you'd have to do two things. One is you would have to ask for that within 7 days of today's date. That window of opportunity closes after 7 days. And two, you would have to do that in writing. There is a form to be filled out. You can't just orally ask for it. Do you both understand your rights on appeal?
Correct. Yes, sir.
So I am going to send this judgment out, but I suggest, well, I shouldn't suggest because that would be legal advice, but it feels to me that Mr. Matalewski would be a lot more willing to pay this judgment if he had that invoice in hand, and short of having that invoice, he may be reluctant to pay the judgment. I think you both are hearing what I'm saying, but we're all set for what we need to do in front of me, all right?
Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
I'll release parties. Thank you.